recording this video Sunday 13th of October 2013. Hope you're having a great weekend. And I want to talk about losses in the video today. This is an email I got from Scott the other day. Lately you've been talking about exiting trades with small losses. I would love to see how you make those decisions in real time. Thanks much for all you do for us, Scott. And Scott's email is kind of typical. From time to time I do get emails like this, and I'm surprised I've not recorded a video on taking small losses instead of being taken out at your stop before. So it's kind of well overdue putting a video like this on the site. So Friday we had a good example. I had a good trade I thought was going to be a winner. Turned out to be a loser. Got out with a 1-point loss instead of being taken out at my stop. So I want to walk you through that and talk to you about what I was seeing and how I made that decision to exit early. So you might know I use a 4-point stop on all of my E-mini trades, but it's fairly rare I get taken out my stop. It's only when I'm being really belligerent that I just refuse to see what's happening in the market and get taken out at my stop. Normally you can see that the trade is not kind of working out well in advance and kind of exit with something between a 1 and a 2-point loss instead of waiting for the 4-point loss on your stop loss. So here's the trade on Friday's activity. We had all of this overnight activity. Here's the close on Thursday and the open on Friday. So we had all of this, is the deal on or off? There's market kind of winging around overnight. This is a not an unusual kind of setup where a change in trend was likely to take place. And to me it looked like a fairly good trade. So this is the 1500 tip bar chart. We have the open of the day, and I say always wait for the exhaustion during the full liquidity of the day for the professionals to kind of reverse and go the other way, look for a reversal trade. It's coming up to 10 a.m. in the morning up here on the right edge that we're talking about. We've had the exhaustion patterns here, and we've had the first bearish divergence. We've got some blue professional bars coming at the highs and this little test back up with amateur up bars, and then we put in a pullback level, and the pullback level quickly gets broken and we break to the downside. So it wasn't a clean pullback to end of trend signal. The market was so weak we just started to fall through that pullback support level straight into a downtrend, and I was just waiting for a decent entry. And the clue to kind of a decent entry on a trade like this is to wait for the cyclical turn to start to come in. So the exhaustion pattern comes in here, just showing the strength of the selling during that initial move. So we know that there's people kind of getting out of this trade, getting short, and there's quite a lot of selling going on because we drop up to down to 86. So we dropped 4 to 5 points in this move. Now I've been waiting patiently for a push back up for this entry, and what I see on my charts is amateur up bars back into the breakdown level, support potentially becoming resistance at this point, and the market starting to turn over. Better sine wave is starting to, you can just see there that little white dot, that's better sine wave coming in, rolling over. And so I jumped in at this point to go short. What happens after that is the market kind of just hangs around that kind of level. We have a little blue professional bar kind of come in. We break the highs of the blue professional bar and the market kind of races away to new highs. So I was in short at 88.25, just into this cyclical resistance point here. The market starts to go in my favor initially, but then everything kind of goes wrong, and I managed to exit with a 1-point loss instead of holding through all of this and being taken out on a 4-point loss. Now on the higher time frames, the 4500 tip bar chart, we've seen all these blue professional bars and the market kind of rolling over here. I'm kind of guessing that this movement up is amateur up bars here, and that we're actually going to roll over at that point, break the support on the 4500 tip bar chart and move into a trend move here. So it doesn't work out, but at least I'm seeing amateur up bars here, which is suggesting that the move back up is weak. We actually went on to make more blue professional bars new highs, and we did it again by the end of the day. The market tried to roll over, but the window for rolling over had passed. We were up at 1 o'clock over here. 11 o'clock is the window I'm looking for a reversal trade. No, it wasn't going to end. It wasn't going to roll over at that point. It wanted to end on the highs. So everything kind of went wrong. But how to exit with only a small loss instead of holding through your to your stop loss. So the rollover kind of looks good. This is coming into the high on that first move up with the exhaustion patterns. We have on the 500 tip bar chart exhaustion, first bearish divergence, pullback to end of trend. we make cyclical resistance doesn't get broken, and we break this support level into a down move. And so I'm entering, actually there's this tiny little blue professional bar here at 88s, and it's also a cyclical resistance point here coming in on the 500 tip bar chart, and that's where I get short. So I'm thinking to myself, that's a good kind of entry short. It's on a retrace. We got blue professional bars stepping in here to go short. The blue professional bar gets broken to the low on the 500 tip bar chart, which is suggesting that they're selling at this point. But on the 500 tip bar chart, what happens here? I have to sit through some heat. So we got amateur up bars with Rambo patterns. Again, that doesn't look too bad. That's kind of amateurs, buying a potential breakout. They get wrong-footed, and we're potentially kind of rolling back down. And we start to roll back down. See another blue professional bar here on the 500 tip bar chart. Let me just zero in a little bit more. So here we go. The blue professional bar kind of comes in here, and to me that looks like a U-turn. So the professionals have kind of got short on this move up. They pushed it. It's pushed a little bit further. We get Rambo patterns, and then I'm thinking they want to get short quickly. At this point here, the blue professional bar kind of comes in, and we break the low of that blue professional bar. There we go. Now, before it starts to race away, here's a couple of things that we see. Now we've got the three indicators: better sine wave, better prime, better momentum, and you start looking for signs that your trade is actually working out. The first thing to look at for me is better sine wave. So there is weakness definitely in the market because we've dropped below this support level here. But when we came back up and tested, this resistance level here actually kind of got broken to the upside. We have a few little pushes through. We have a close above it. That is not good. It's showing that there's still strength in the market here. So if this were a decent downtrend, what you would see is as soon as we bounce off these resistance levels here and here, the market quickly moves into a down move. So this is one of the tricks to better sine wave, to be able to understand whether you're in an uptrend or a downtrend. Before you get kind of breaks into trend, you'll get the support levels or the resistance levels holding and the market quickly moving away from those. So this is showing that there's weakness in the market because we quickly move away from a resistance level down here, quickly move away down here. As soon as we get a break of a support level, that's another sign that the market is weak and that we're heading down. But on the way back up here, the market is starting to break the resistance level here. That's not good. If this were a strong downtrend, we would have bounced straight off it, just like this. It wouldn't. The resistance level would print. We'd maybe play with it for a couple of bars, but then we'd move away from it. We would not do this. We'd not hang around. We certainly not close above it. Then after that, we start to, I'm still in my trade short thinking, this might work out, this might work out. So we come down to a support level, the support level holds, and we quickly move away from that. Again, not a good sign. That's showing that there's still strength in the market here. We've broken through resistance, that's not good. Support level is quickly held, we've bounced away from that. Again, a resistance level kind of comes in, the support level holds. So as soon as we're breaking back above here, that is not good. That's showing there's inherent strength in the market because the support levels have held and we've not even played with them. We bounced straight off them, we've not come through them. So that's the first thing. So better sine wave is showing me that at this point here there's strength in the market and the market's likely to reverse. So first thing there. The second one to look at in kind of closer detail on these low time frame charts is better pro-am. Better pro-am will be really helpful. Initially we see that we break the lows of that blue professional bar, and so that for me is kind of resting sell orders by the professionals, just waiting to get short there, and the market initially moves in that direction. The Rambo patterns look good as well. This little blue professional bar looks good, looks like they're trying to sell down, quickly jumping on board the market as a bit of a U-turn. So U-turns are we have blue professional bars on the way up and on the way down. So they're like resting sell orders and then chasing with kind of sell orders, kind of pushing it down. But this little blue professional bar then comes in around this support level. The low of that blue professional bar holds. We don't break the low of that. We start to break above it. That's not good, but it's only the first one that we've seen on the 500 tip bar chart. We then see another Rambo pattern, kind of pushes up, and it quickly came away from that Rambo pattern. So I'm thinking, that's okay, that's not too bad. We're kind of coming away. And then there's another blue professional bar, a little bit higher on this move up. And again, the lows of that blue professional bar do not get broken, breaks the highs, and that's showing they were buying that little dip. So those two blue professional bars are not good news. That's what's telling me that actually the professionals are buying that little dip at that point there, and they're going to see the market kind of go a little bit higher. So that's the signal to kind of get out. And then you can also see that that pattern with blue professional bars on the dip showed up on the 1500 tip bar chart here. So at that point, we'd have these amateur up bars into that turning point here. The next highest time frame, the 1500 time frame, there's that little sequence of blue professional bars kind of coming in on that dip. So the low of that blue professional bar didn't get broken, the highs got broken, and all of a sudden we're coming back through this resistance level, and the market's still got strength and it's still kind of moving up. So for me, those are the two signals to kind of look for. Better momentum is really showing you kind of the big picture where there's a potential kind of rollover happening in the market, and so it's kind of showing you where this thing is rolling over, like here. We did get kind of on the 1500 an exhaustion pattern on the way down, and so that was kind of showing that we'd maybe run out of sellers at that point. But for me, it's better sine wave and better pro-am that I'm looking at in order to see those little kind of micro moves, and is there still inherent strength in the marketplace. Better pro-am is really helpful. If you see these little kind of pushes down, blue professional bars kind of coming in and still the market holding and going the other way, that's not good. They should be coming on into the highs and immediately kind of breaking the lows of those blue professional bars, and we got the reverse and the market started to trend up. The other one is to look for better sine wave. Better sine wave will show you when there is still weakness in the market here. As soon as we get the lows kind of holding and we're breaking these resistance levels at this point here, that's not good. That's showing there's inherent strength. So my suggestion for exiting trades quickly without getting taken out at your stop loss is to look for better pro-am and then better sine wave on these low time frames, and if they don't kind of start working in your favor immediately, then just exit. We're in this really lucky position that these days the brokerage costs for getting in and out of position are relatively small. I don't want to say trivial, but they're relatively small for trades. So years ago where we were paying $7,500 a contract to take a position, you had to hold through a little bit more heat to see if the trade would work out. But these days, the cost of exiting trades is so small, you might as well just kind of get out and just wait and see if there's a better opportunity to enter short. This, of course, went the other way, just kept on going up for the rest of the day. I didn't have it in me to take that a reversal trade and kind of keep on holding it through the highs. I kind of made some good money during the first trade of the day. And I had another short trade kind of later on, which was just for 2.25 points, so I was quite happy with that. But mentally, I was still waiting for this to kind of roll over, and so when it kind of broke to new highs, it kind of took me by surprise, and I just didn't have it into me to reverse and go long at this point here. So that's just it's tricky to do that, to actually take a reversal trade like that when it's not kind of going in your favor. Just because I was ready for it to kind of keep on going down and it didn't, I was thinking maybe there's a better opportunity to enter short. But as soon as the 11 o'clock window kind of is passed, the likelihood of reversal is kind of not necessarily there. Although it was a short trade later in the day that I took, so I'm going against my rules a little bit. Anyway, so there we go, talking about taking small losses instead of being taken out at your stop. So hopefully that video was helpful to you. Short 88.25, short 88.25, and would have been nice to get into this short move earlier, but didn't really have any decent the pullback levels, but not exactly what I was looking for. 1500 tip bar chart, here's all the exhaustion patterns, bang bang bang, popping those stops up to 90, and then a little amateur up bar here, run zero line, bearish divergence, first bearish divergence since. So we're looking for this pullback to end of trend off. So I didn't end up with a neat pullback to end of trend, it was just sunk all the way through that level. So come back to that breakdown level, and that's why I'm getting in, because it's this kind of support level. Support becomes resistance on the 500 and 1500, both points here, and we had a little blue professional bar kind of come in there. So just looking for a re-entry kind of point, or point to get short on this. This was a little bit explosive just because that was popping out a whole bunch of trailing stops. So that's why it went a little bit kind of run away here. but we should kind of continue on the way down. So this exhaustion selling is getting the move going, so it's just showing the strength of the selling through that first portion of the trade, of the downtrend. So it's not over until we see that kind of a reading, which is fairly decent, yeah, about 11,000 at the bottom of this, and a nice kind of pullback to end of trend pattern. So support's in on 45, but it's amateur up bar, and just got to hold on and just see a resumption of this trend on the way down. So waiting for this to turn around. I think it will, because we're seeing rainbow patterns and amateur up bars here. Amateur up bars, bang bang, and then all these rainbow patterns on 500. So we've got cyclical resistance in on due on 1500s, in on 500. I know we're trading kind of against the support level here, but I think this is just an amateur testing up, and then we'll kind of wrap around and head to new lows. So doing their best to get their stops wrong and kind of spike. The stop's miles away, which I'm happy about, but it's just taking a while. Maybe one blue professional bar wasn't enough. What I'd love to see is blue professional bar just hit it and kind of U-turn it and kind of get it going. So let's see. And there we go. Blue professional the bar, breaking the lows a bit. Come on, let's get going. Doing a bit of a U-turn, so quickly getting short, but expect it to kind of just hit it and keep going hard. So resistance is in. I'm at up bars, so hopefully we'll take out 84 then support here, and then it'll turn into a decent trend move on the way down. Well, that's not quite exactly going to plan, but that spike up is a rainbow pattern, and we're immediately coming back down. This blue professional bar kind of came in, and then we just kept on going up. Hoping this is just a fake out. It's like, just push it up and people just all of a sudden think, oh, we're actually in an uptrend. Everybody's moving averages kind of roll over or something. If we immediately kind of come back up, then that was just a freak me out kind of move. Okay, there we go. Well, I was just back in the money, 87 3/4, which just bounced to 88 1/4. Should be it. Continue down. So resistance come in here. Just got to come on. Got to break the low. This little pivot low here. Then all of a sudden, people say, "Oh yeah, okay." Blue professional bar. Now that was kind of on the way up, so they could be resting sell orders that just got kind of triggered. We need to break here to 77.5. Don't. I'll let it go a quarter point, but much more than that, I'm not sure about it. 89 1/4, loss of 1. Ugh. And now it's coming back down. Let's wait and see. Not going to plan. Blue professional bars kind of at the lows here and breaking above the highs. So let's wait and see. Maybe it's just got to work itself out, but we're within the window for a change in trend. It's 10:31. We've had our exhaustion patterns. We've had all this weakness kind of come in. That's getting the move going. So this is just a very weak retrace. So maybe I've just been shook out. But let's see. There might be an opportunity to re-enter, but it's obviously got to work out more energy on the upside.